Hello and welcome to Ascension Arcana Tarot. This is Christine with a general weekly reading for the week of September 1st. This is a general reading, so as always, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. God, what do my viewers need to know about their week this week? Just pulled a really intense Pluto retrograde reading the other day. So I'm curious if this one will be intense as well, or if it'll give us a little bit of lighter energy here. That was a fumble, but this guy is good. We've got the Queen of Wands. This is funny. My son and I just went for a walk, and we saw a black cat like watching us from the grass in this space by our house. So that's really funny. So this queen, we saw a sunflower too. She's holding a sunflower. That's neat. This queen is optimistic. She's cheerful. She's very social. She loves luxury and like the finer things. She sometimes is a queen who can kind of put on an act. She always reminds me of Halloween with the black cat. I love that. Interesting. So we have the Four of Swords and the Eight of Wands, which are like two very different energies. So if you're in this collective, you may have been going through a period of like rest or healing, as represented by the Four of Swords. It's almost like a minor hangman energy, where you're just kind of in a mild timeout for a little while, just doing some healing and resting. And then the Eight of Wands is like a very dramatic change from that, and even the energy of the card, the wands are like moving away from this Four of Swords energy, so kind of being kicked out of a period of healing and resting back into a period of like pretty fast forward movement towards your goals. It's like a very different energy. We have the Two of Swords, which seems to be one of our favorite cards lately. I feel like that comes out in like every other reading. The Empress. Let me feel this for a minute. I'm really drawn to like both the Queen of Wands and the Empress. They're kind of different feminine energies. But what I'm feeling about both of them is sort of like laying back in this energy of like relaxation and luxury. So really just being able to like receive that luxury. The Two of Swords, I've done a couple of readings on this energy and feeling that there are collectives that I'm reading for that are kind of moving away from that Two of Swords energy. So if this resonates for you, there could be like a place where you're kind of moving through, or maybe have just moved through some of that energy around like breaking away from a stalemate or making a decision. Both this Four of Swords and the Two of Swords are like a very still and stopped energy. And this Eight of Wands is like a very fast energy. Like, I don't know if you guys can even hear it in my voice. I can feel it in my own energy, because I tap into the energy of the reading, and I feel like I'm like almost frantically talking. I'm like a little bit breathless, feeling like I'm trying to get everything out here. So it feels like this energy of that in this collective, you've been kind of resting, you've been stuck in a stalemate, and then all of a sudden you just take off like an arrow shot out of a bow. And it's funny to have it sort of bookmarked by like these divine feminine energies kind of lounging in luxury. I am going to clarify the Two of Swords because I love doing that when we get it. Yeah, I feel like I'm just channeling this energy of like things are going to really pick up for you and they're going to start moving really fast. It almost feels like a breathless energy where you're kind of like, wait for me. Like you're like trying to catch up or something. Give me one card here on, I just got one that flipped. It flipped and it's in here somewhere. There it is. We've got the Emperor on one side. What's the other choice here? What's the other side of the Two of Swords? The Two of Pentacles. Interesting. These are very different energies. I feel drawn to point out that the Empress and the Emperor are a divine couple. So this is not particularly meant to be like a romance reading, but since it's coming up, this could be a choice that you're making in a romantic relationship. But I'm feeling like the Emperor is really decisive. He's actually a very opposite energy from the Two of Swords. So while she is kind of in a stalemate or like avoiding making a decision, she's got that blindfold on, right? It's kind of like an avoiding energy. He's not avoiding anything. This guy is the boss. Like, he knows exactly what he wants. He's going to use all of his power and resources to get what he wants. So it's like a very different energy. And then even this Two of Pentacles is so different as well. The Two of Pentacles is kind of a card of juggling, like juggling resources. So it almost feels like this energy of, I don't know, the word that's coming to me for him is like wielding. Like, he's actively wielding his power. He's actively wielding his like decision-making abilities, his logic, his intellect. And then this guy is just kind of putting it off. He's like procrastinating. He's kind of like vacillating between one thing and another. So it's almost like a continuation of this Two of Swords energy. And it feels like he's like messing around. So if you're in this collective, if this resonates for you, it's God, I don't know what to say besides this expression that's not appropriate. Like, okay, so the expression is like, do your business or get off the pot, right? That's probably like a PG way of saying it. And that's what this feels like. Like, this guy is getting off the pot, right? He's doing his business. This guy is just sitting there like messing around and not getting the job done. It feels really clear. I've been picking up on some energies lately around folks not recognizing their power or like maybe being hesitant to step into their power. But don't be afraid of that. Like, even having the Empress here too. So whether you're a divine masculine or a divine feminine, like both genders are represented here, really like owning your power. You have the power to make a decision here and kind of decisively go down a path. You don't have to, I don't know, it feels like juggling things, or like, I just keep hearing the word messing around. There's like a messing around feeling that feels like yucky, because it's like messing around for the purpose of avoiding, which is not great. And like, the Emperor doesn't avoid anything. He's gonna confront it. So that's the situation. Moving away from the stalemate, moving away from this period of like rest and healing, and really having this like very focused, fast forward action. I feel like if you're in this collective and this is resonating for you, you will be choosing the path of the Emperor, because these 8 wands are, I just feel like the focus and the determination that they're like headed towards their target. They know exactly where they're going. They're going there with great speed, and they're going to get there. Like, their success is inevitable. It's getting rid of this wishy-washy, messing around energy that, it's just not resonating for you anymore. Like, it's not working for you. It feels like a big energy leap. So just letting go of that and getting really clear on what it is you want, and like moving very decisively in that direction. Feels awesome. And then being in this beautiful energy of having everything that you need, of being able to receive everything from the universe. What is your advice for my viewers in this collective? Nice. Ace of Cups and 3 of Cups. That's like a lot of love. That's like so much sweet love energy. I love that. The Three of Cups for me resonates as like friendship love. So like it could be love between like family members or friends. Yeah, like so much love flowing in those two cards. So much love flowing. I wonder if that's part of what you're moving towards. This could be like in this collective, maybe you're calling in some divine friendships or divine relationships. And it could be that those are either like are just manifesting for you, or maybe are in the process of showing up. I also am feeling that as a lot of self-care and self-love, especially with the Empress here. It's kind of bouncing off of her. So making sure that you're really, you know, eating good food and, I don't know, give yourself a manicure. I always say that because I love doing my nails. Like, give yourself a manicure, take yourself out on a date, like really just kind of spoiling and pampering yourself and treating yourself sweetly in that way. The Six of Swords is moving on from like kind of tumultuous waters to calmer waters. I even feel like my energy now that I've gotten to the side of the reading is like a little bit calmed down. I felt so frantic over here when I was kind of talking about like this Eight of Wands energy. But yeah, I'm feeling again like that movement. So the Eight of Wands is very fast moving energy. The Six of Swords is much slower. You know, this person's just rowing the boat, right, with like this one oar all by themselves, versus these that are like shot out of, you know, a cannon or a bow or something. But just that energy of moving forward, making progress, letting go of being stuck in like this round and round loop. I feel like this is a pattern. If you're in this collective, this is like a pattern that you've been running. That's just been such an energy leak, and you're now getting clear on it and getting really decisive that like you don't want to be stuck in that energy anymore. It's awesome. So that Six of Swords card just representing moving on. And I think it's like moving on in a peaceful way and in a way that feels sustainable. So with this Eight of Wands, I was getting kind of this like breathless energy, right? Like I was saying, it's almost an energy of like, wait for me. Like you're like running. I'm like picturing someone running after the wands, but they like can't quite keep up. So it's like a little bit like frantic, or you're breathless while you're running. But the Six of Swords feels like moving forward in a much more peaceful way. So that feels really nice. There's a lot of peace to that card. Like even just the lake, like this beautiful lake that the person's on like this nice clear day. What other advice do you have for my viewers about their week this week? I really feel like just this energy of change, which feels really nice. It feels really nice. I was feeling a little bit with the Six of Swords, maybe a little bit of that, like a little bit of regret, a little almost like nostalgia maybe of what you're leaving behind. Like I think whatever this pattern is for you felt very comfortable because you're very familiar with it. And I think if you're in this collective, you are not familiar with embracing this Emperor energy at all, or the Empress energy. You're used to being this Joker, kind of capering around, tossing these pentacles in like this infinite loop, right? But like never really getting anywhere. So it's a very different energy. You're going to be pretty focused and determined. And there's going to be some pretty big movement, some pretty big forward movement for you. But I feel like you're ready for it. You're calling this in and you're making this choice, and that's why it's happening. The Nine of Swords, I think I'm feeling that, what I said here about kind of feeling the regrets. But I feel like the advice here is don't get into the Nine of Swords energy. So the Nine of Swords is a person who's worrying. It's like anxiety, you know, being kept awake at night. And I think it might be worries over breaking away from this pattern. Maybe you have to make like a big decision and you're scared that you like made someone mad, or like maybe that you think you made the wrong choice or something like that. And I think the universe is just giving you a gentle nudge that like, don't get trapped in that energy. Don't get trapped in that anxiety. Just let it go. Because it feels really peaceful. Like, even with my sort of breathless, fast energy here with the 8 of Wands, it still felt good. It was like the excitement of like running after a really fast friend, or like a kite maybe that got away from you and you're like kind of chasing your kite down or something. It feels fun and free and kind of like wide open, like a wide open field or like this wide open lake. It feels nice. It feels really spacious. It feels like a lot of room to expand in. We have death. Yeah, I had a feeling. So the death energy, we have Pluto just went retrograde into Capricorn yesterday. So that energy is very much with us, I think, for like the next month or month and a half. I think it's going to go direct again in October. But Pluto in mythology is a god of the underworld. So the death energy is his jam. Like, he comes up to transform things. So I'm not surprised. It's like once you make this choice, once you break away from this pattern of kind of messing around and like just in this infinite loop, right, of like juggling things back and forth, and then it's like all of a sudden you make a decision, and like the juggling back and forth energy now lives in the past, and like this energy, now that you've made the decision, that's the energy that you're moving forward with. So that's like the Emperor energy, the Empress energy. So with the death here just being like a really clear final delineation between how things were before you like made this choice and how things are going to be moving forward after you make this choice. That's nice. This energy here of the 2 of Pentacles does not feel good to me. It feels very avoidant. It feels like it could even be a place where people are playing out like addictive patterns or people-pleasing patterns. It's something that is an energy leak for you and is like taking away from you, because I just feel that it's infinitely pointless. And all of a sudden your energy is going to become very directed and purposeful. It's nice. Do you have anything else to say? Yeah, sweet. So we have the 4 of Cups and the 6 of Wands. We have some repeating numbers. This is interesting. So we had, I noticed like the 2s, so the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. And then we have the 4 of Swords here and the 4 of Cups here. And then we have 2 6s, the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. The 4 of Cups is an energy of apathy. Like, this little kid has this cool magical mermaid next to him and he's like ignoring her and she's just sitting there bored. And then the 6 of Wands is an energy of victory. It's an energy of you being successful. So again, I'm feeling that resonating with this Emperor card, that you make this decision that's really aligned with like your power, like your inner power, and you powerfully move forward into this success energy. The 4 of Cups as an apathy. I feel like that's maybe a warning not to backslide back into this 2 of Pentacles energy. Again, I'm feeling that sort of like even addictive or kind of numbing out feeling. Because that's what this is, right? This kid's just like ignoring something wonderful. So I'm getting a couple messages from that. One is to practice gratitude. I've been getting that a lot lately. Practicing gratitude for the things that you have, the movement that you're going to see here, kind of being able to harness your power and move towards your goals. Like, that's a lot to be grateful for. I'm feeling like part of this might be that you expect this decision to be like bigger or faster than how it actually appears. So let me think of how to say that. Like, you're making a big choice. That's very clear to me with the major arcana cards that are showing up here. So the Emperor, the Empress, and the Death card. This is a big choice. Like I said, there's kind of a line here, and it's like how life was before you made this choice and how life will be after you make this choice. It could be that for some of you, after you make this choice, you don't really see any changes in your outside world at first. It could be that the results of these changes don't really show up for like a few weeks or even a few months. Like for some reason, I keep channeling 6 months. So like, what is it, September? So maybe like all of a sudden at the beginning of next March of like 2025, the results of this choice kind of ripple out, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, this is because of that choice that I made back in September. So I'm feeling like if you can't see the awesomeness of this decision yet, don't give up on it, because it's a huge success. That's very obvious to me with the Six of Wands, the Emperor and the Empress. It's a big change. It's a big decision. But you might feel kind of disappointed that it doesn't show up that way right away in your reality. So I'm feeling like what part of this is don't give up hope. Like, don't get into this energy of apathy, because the universe is working behind the scenes in ways that you like can't even imagine to bring to you what you want. I feel that really strongly. So it's like embracing the energy of the Six of Wands, just completely embracing that victory energy. That's like one of the tips that people give about manifestation is like you align yourself with the emotion of your manifestation already having been completed. So let me think of what this is. Maybe this is like you're manifesting your dream job, okay? And maybe you make a decision in your career path now. And like I said, maybe in March, right? You see the posting for your perfect dream job and you get the job and you kind of look back at it and you say, wow, the only reason I was even available for this opportunity was because of this decision that I made back in September, right? But the Six of Wands would be saying in the meantime, right? And I just keep saying 6 months. It doesn't have to be 6 months. It might be for somebody. It's just what's coming to me. But it's keeping this victory energy the whole time, even though that job posting doesn't even exist yet, right? But just knowing that like somewhere here there is triumph for you, and holding that hope and not getting into despair just because it doesn't show up right away, or maybe doesn't show up the way you wanted it to. Another example of this energy could be like maybe you're manifesting a relationship, which is entirely possible here with the Emperor and Empress. It's like it's like the ultimate divine couple of the entire tarot, right? So you're manifesting a relationship, and maybe you think that your partner should be one person, or like you're really into somebody and things don't work out with them. But then a few months down the road, all of a sudden you meet this person who you end up being like joyfully married to for the rest of your life, right? So there might be some initial disappointment that things didn't work out with the person that you wanted it to be, until you are able to recognize like, wow, that's my person. And I would have never had the opportunity to be with them if I was kind of stuck on that other person. So I'm feeling that like, go with the flow, be willing to be flexible. One of the things that my spiritual teacher reminds me of is like, I'm not always right and God's always right. And God knows me better than I know myself. The universe is like mind-blowingly incomprehensible in its complexity, right? So things happen for reasons that we can't even imagine, let alone understand. So going with the flow, having that gratitude, really having, I feel like this at such a boss energy, like just recognizing what a boss you are, even if you might feel foolish for a little while, that things aren't showing up the way that you want them to. Just keep believing that in your heart, that like you're a boss, that you are powerful, and that you're a powerful manifester because you are. So I feel like part of the reason for this reading is probably just to give you that message. That again, if things don't show up the way that you expected them to, or maybe don't show up as fast as you wanted them to, that it's okay. That it's on its way, you know. What do you want to say to my viewers for their week this week? It says, nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Yeah, I feel like that's just that movement energy that I was saying, go with the flow. I feel like that's really important because you're moving, if you're in this collective, you're moving from a place of stillness, of being stuck, of being stagnant, and all of a sudden there's some really nice forward movement happening. Some really nice. I feel like this change is kind of coming. It's like inevitable. You doing this juggling dance forever is simply not sustainable. So this change has to happen. I feel like the difference here is if you choose to go with the flow or if you choose to fight this. And your life is going to be way more fun. And this change is going to be way more fun for you and way more peaceful if you just go with the flow. If you're kind of trying to be like set in stone here, if you're trying to exert control in that way around like making things not change, it feels like that energy would feel really bad. Which is funny because the Emperor is such an energy of control. So what I'm feeling is like, this feels like a situation where you get clear, you make a choice, you put it out there to the universe and you say, okay, universe, this is my choice. And then you just completely release it. You completely surrender to the universe, and don't try to control how or when or who like this thing is that comes in, right? Really releasing that control and having faith will serve you well. We have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. I feel like this is about this choice, like really going within. Even the blindfold, I feel she's showing going within because her vision is sort of turned off, right? She has to go inward. Meditating and contemplating this choice, right? And getting really clear on what resonates for you and what feels good in your heart and what you feel called to do. I feel like we might have one more. Do you have anything else you want to say to my viewers here for their week? Yes, that was a cool flip. It's like boing. We have the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. That's beautiful. Yeah, I feel again that it's this. The answer here to kind of solving this stuck energy, this stalemate energy, and being able to move forward. And I feel like it's being resolved in a way that's definitely for your highest good. Like the energy of this 8 of Wands and 6 of Swords cards are so peaceful and they're so clear, and like focused. It feels really good. It feels really, really good, especially after being kind of stuck on like this carousel, this back and forth, like infinite loop of the 2 of Pentacles, this dance that you've been doing. And don't forget too, like these love cards, right? Just being really, really loving with yourself, letting that love flow, taking good care of yourself, spend time with friends, call in your support and your divine friendships if you need to. Like, it's really sweet. This energy is awesome. Yeah, that feels really complete to me. So I hope that that was helpful. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, as all of those things help me while I'm growing my channel. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.